All right, thank you, Steve. As always, well done, man. Thank you so much. All right, so you've seen all the great things that V11.4 has to offer, so the next logical question is, how can I get my hands on it? We are in the process right now of getting it installed or uploaded into the download library so that you guys can go up there this Monday, August 10th, and download it for yourselves. You can grab that through the downloads option of the Customer Center. The URL is right there on the screen if you need a little prompting there. But as of Monday, that will be ready for you to go and grab. And when you grab it, what you're going to see are several things. There's an updated help menu that will be available, help files, a README file that will go into more detail about what Steve showed you today, but also more detail about some of the other bug fixes, enhancements, features that have been added into V11.4. We've upgraded the CAPS Learning Center to include the CAPS XT information that Steve spoke of. And there's also a lot of other information posted there for you to read to understand what some of the requirements are for installation, kind of walk you through that installation process. All of that will be available for you this Monday, August 10th. As always, as you're going through that process, or if you just have any comments or questions about anything you saw today, or as you're going through the download and install process, please feel free to contact us. You can contact the support team, either those two ways, through email or by giving us a call. We're always ready to help out and ensure that you guys are successful with the new installs and with the products that we put out there. So please don't hesitate to contact us. All right, so as we were going through, I had a few questions come in, and we're going to get to those. The first one's pretty easy. I had a few people ask about the availability of the presentation or recording of this demonstration, and we have recorded the demo. That will be made available to everyone. You will get an email within 24 hours with a link to the recorded webcast, so you'll be able to look at it sometime tomorrow afternoon, be able to log in and see it immediately. If you would like a copy of the presentation, I would be more than happy to share that with you. Just reply to any of the emails that you received from us about this V11.4 webcast, and I will ensure that you get a copy of the slides as well. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. So Steve, I got an easy one here for you. First, remind us of the versions of SharePoint that 11.4 will work with.
Yes, so 11.4 will be available for SharePoint 2010 and SharePoint 2013, whether it's Foundation or any of the paid server standard Cal versions. Will not be available for SharePoint 2007. And for those of you upgrading from a previous version of CorasWorks, if you have any version of V11.3.x, so 11.3.0 was about just over 2 years ago. So if you've got any version from there on forward, you can simply take the upgrade package, and it's a very quick install, nothing but a few minutes per web front end. If you are an older version than 11.3.0, so we're talking previous to May of 2013, we'd recommend using the full package, do an uninstall of that legacy version, and install the new version.
Excellent. Thank you, Steve. So here's one that came in about Cafe, and it's regarding the ability to do validation on input, like dates, using a JavaScript, for example.
Absolutely. So one of the things that we did with that Cafe framework is twofold. One is it's very easy to add in your own custom JavaScript file into the page. As part of that script example that I showed, there's a place where you can identify the URL of a JavaScript file that you would want. And all of the display inputs, if you will, are set up to provide automatic callback functions both on loading of the form and on attempting to save the form. So that really gives you the ability to extend or customize the overall form or even how individual inputs within the form behave, again, when loading the form and or when attempting to save the form.
Excellent. All right. So I got a few more questions here, but as we're going through those, just a reminder, if you have a question, go ahead and use the GoToWebinar question panel there and type that in, and we'll pose it to Steve. All right, Steve, we got another one here that's relating to the CAPS XT, and wondering, is it a read or is it a full read-write capability with that external data?
Great question. It does provide two-way capability, so read and write between your CorasWorks application and that external database. Of course, that does rely on require that the account being used has that level of permission. We're going to respect and inherit that throughout. But yes, if you want to provide write-back capability, inserts, updates, deletes against your external data, you can easily do so through CAPS XT.
All right, fantastic. We are rolling through these. All right, so I got just a couple more here, Steve. One is, talk about if someone has existing solutions that they built with 11.3.3, for example, 11.4 goes in, how does that work with the existing solutions that are there already?
Absolutely. So following that kind of standard CorasWorks model, the great thing about the wizards is they are just seamlessly available. So as soon as you upgrade your version of CorasWorks on that environment, the next time you open a grid display wizard, a calendar display wizard, your action wizard, you're going to get those new interfaces and all those new features automatically. And that includes doing things like taking and, say, applying Cafe to existing actions that you've got to get that modern look and feel very quickly and easily.
Excellent. All right, one final question here regarding any training or training resources that are available or will be. And I actually have Eric Baughman in the room with us this afternoon. Eric's our training guru, so I'm going to ask him to handle that question. Eric?
Thank you, Mark. Mark directed you to help.corasworks.net, which is our customer center. Those that are familiar with it know that we have the Learning Center available, both the Platform Learning Center and the CAPS Learning Center. Within the Platform Learning Center, we'll be posting portions of this recording for the respective topics. For instance, the forms piece and the display wizard. We'll have those available in the Learning Center, but we'll also be updating the current training that's available there with the new wizard interface. So look for it. We'll make the announcement to the customers via email. Note that you do have to be on the active support and maintenance in order to access the learning centers. If you don't currently have access, you can request it right on the location of help.corasworks.net. And we'll also be conducting periodic webcasts in the very near future throughout the course of the year on various topics, so look for those announcements in the weeks to come.
Fantastic. All right, I think we've run through our list of questions, and look at that. What did we say? 40 to 45 minutes. We're at 44 past the hour, so we're right on. So first of all, thank you, Steve. Thank you, Eric. Nice job, guys. And thank you to everyone who joined us today. We know you have a lot of competing priorities in your day, and we're very appreciative that you chose to spend the last 40, 45 minutes with us learning about this new V11.4. Just a reminder, it will be available to all of you this Monday. And obviously, as you go through that, if you have any support needs or questions or comments, please feel free to reach out. We love to hear from you, whether it's good, bad, ugly, whatever the case. Feedback is always good. So thank you again for your time. We appreciate it very much. Thank you for your commitment and your dedication to CorasWorks, and we will be speaking with you soon. Thank you.